See quite a few people in here calling me a duck. I'm a duck. Call me a duck. Call me a chicken. Call me a goat. Call me a dog. I'm not in high school anymore.
I'm not ducking Tom Aspinall. If I failed to fight Stipe, I would be ducking Stipe because we contractually have been signed up to fight over a year ago. This is Stipe's position. The Tom narrative came out of nowhere. He won a belt and now suddenly I'm ducking him. I've never had negotiations to even fight him, if this makes sense.
Like, people are starting acting surprised. Oh, Jon's a duck, this, that and the other. Jon Jones ducked Francis Ngannou for 3 years. Like, don't be surprised that this guy always takes fights where he's at there.
Jon Jones fired back at Tom Aspinall's accusations of ducking, flatly denying any fear or avoidance. He made it clear that he simply doesn't see Aspinall as a legitimate challenger. In response, Aspinall likened Jones to a politician, someone trying to manipulate public perception. He stressed that he's never disrespected Jones' legacy, calling it magnificent and far greater than his own or most fighters in the UFC. Aspinall emphasized there's no personal beef between them. He respects everything Jones has accomplished. The real problem, he said, is that Jones still holds the UFC heavyweight title.
He's a bit like a politician. He likes to control the narrative of what fans think. I have never once come after Jon's legacy. I think it's unbelievable. I think his legacy is going to be far superior to mine, and most of the guys who are fighting in the UFC never had a problem with his legacy. I've never had a problem with him personally. The problem is, he has the heavyweight title, and I'm the #1.
While Aspinall believes he's currently the best heavyweight in the world, Tom Aspinall didn't hold back, saying people shouldn't be surprised that Jon Jones is being called a duck because, in his view, Jones has been dodging fights with Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane for the past 3 years. Aspinall claimed that Jones often picks opponents where he holds the advantage and works hard to shape public opinion in his favor. He made it clear this isn't a personal attack, it's just the truth. Aspinall described Jones as both sensitive and calculated, someone who calls himself the greatest while writing Aspinall off as irrelevant. But Aspinall fired back, reminding everyone that he's ranked #1 and has finished 5 of the top 10 heavyweights.
Starting acting surprised. Oh, Jon's a duck, this, that and the other. Jon Jones ducked Francis Ngannou for 3 years. Like, don't be surprised that this guy always takes fights where he's at the advantage. And that's not me getting at Jon. These are the facts of it. Jon's a very touchy guy, and he likes to, like I say, he likes to be smart about his approach and control the narrative of fans by saying he's the GOAT, which he's definitely got a case for, by saying that, oh, this guy, Tom Aspinall's a nobody. Well, mate, I'm a nobody who has a #1 ranking and has finished 5 of the top 10 guys in the first round. Like, I'm one of them top 10 guys, so that's 9 guys. 5 of them I've beaten the first round. So there's only 4 guys left in the top 10 who I have.
In the first round, I'm not someone to be dismissed, he warned. Jon Jones has responded strongly to claims that he's avoiding a fight with Tom Aspinall, firmly denying any suggestion that he's ducking the surging British heavyweight. According to Jones, the narrative that he's steering clear of Aspinall is both inaccurate and unfair. He insists that his true commitment lies with a long-standing agreement to face Stipe Miocic, one of the most accomplished heavyweights in UFC history. Jones explained that he and Miocic signed contracts to fight over a year ago, and to walk away from that bout now would, in his words, be an actual case of ducking. I signed on to fight Stipe a long time ago, Jones emphasized.
Ducking Tom Aspinall. If I failed to fight Stipe, I would be ducking Stipe because we contractually have been signed up to fight over a year ago. This is Stipe's position. The Tom narrative came out of nowhere. He won a belt and now suddenly I'm ducking him. I've never had negotiations to even fight him, if this makes sense. So the fans are just ignoring it. They're ignoring all logic, and they just have finally found someone that they think can compete with me, and everyone wants to see it.
Call me a duck. I'm a duck. Call me a duck. Call me a chicken. Call me a goat. Call me a dog. I'm not in high school anymore, guys. A grown man out here chasing his dreams. It's funny that we really live in a world where being called a duck should affect me.
To back out of that would be avoiding someone I already agreed to face. That's not who I am. He made it clear that his priority remains honoring the commitment to Miocic. before entertaining any other challengers, including Aspinall, addressing the buzz around Tom Aspinall. Jones suggested that the hype only really began after Aspinall captured the interim heavyweight title. Before that moment, Jones says, no one was seriously calling for that matchup. The talk about Tom came out of nowhere, Jones said.
Fans online being like, oh, John's done this superior to. Listen, no arguments that Jon Jones's resume is far superior to mine, but he has what I deserve, and I want to go and prove that I'm the guy, and that's the only way we can sort it. So I'm challenging him to a fight, and I'm a little bit disappointed that Jon, as the great champion that he is, doesn't want to give other guys that opportunity when someone agrees.
People weren't talking about me ducking him until he won that interim belt. Suddenly, I'm being painted as someone who's afraid to fight him, when in reality, that fight was never even discussed behind the scenes. Jones also pushed back against the idea that there were any ongoing negotiations or formal offers made regarding a fight with Aspinall. There have been zero discussions about a bout with Tom. He said, no contracts, no calls, nothing. So how can people...
Most champions would do is like, right, this guy wants it, I'm going to put him in his place. And if he thinks I don't deserve it, show me that I don't deserve it. Show me. Sweet, mate. If you kick my ass in front of the whole world, I'm happy to put my hand out and go, listen, you're the better man. No problem. You took my dreams away from me, but at least I tried. But this ducking and diving is something that I don't really...
say I'm ducking someone when that fight hasn't even been on the table. He argued that fans are letting emotion override the facts, latching onto a narrative that sounds exciting but doesn't reflect the reality of how UFC matchmaking works. He also believes that part of the public pressure stems from fans desperately wanting to see anyone pose a legitimate threat to his dominance. People are eager to see me fall.
Interesting, all the stuff that Jon Jones has been saying to the media this week, and I'm sure there's more to come, but check out these.
You're beating guys who aren't even champions, and you consider yourself a champion. He's not a champion.
So Jon said I need to fight more champions, but this is the problem I've got. Jon is the champion, and he won't fight me. And he says that he won't fight me because it's too much of a gamble.
Aspinall to me is no different than an Owen St. Prude or Dominic Reyes or Anthony Smith. They're like just another up and comer that's exciting right now. And I'm not into gambling my legacy for what's exciting.
And Jon, if you're not into gambling your legacy, that to me sounds like you're scared a little.
Jones said they think Tom might be that guy. So now there's this push to say I'm running from him. That's just not true. Despite the swirling controversy, Jones maintained that he's not avoiding any challenge and remains open to fighting Aspinall in the future, just not before he fulfills his obligation to Miocic. I'm not afraid of anyone, he stated, but I do things on a timeline that makes sense right now. That timeline includes finishing what I started with.
He's annoying to me, and that's my own personal... He annoys me. I get to you guys, you find it entertaining, but I find him annoying, and I just don't like him. And at the end of the day, if I give him the opportunity to fight me, I want to be so compensated. I want to say I want that feud money, honestly, and that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Or else, my life is perfect without him. I don't need him at all, and he needs me. And that's a good place to be in.
After that, who knows in the meantime? Jones encourages fans to be patient and to understand that legacy fights and major matchups don't happen overnight. I've been in this game a long time, he said. There's a lot more to it than just calling someone out and making it happen. Timing matters, and I'm sticking to
Tom Aspinall. I wish people would stop saying that. He is not afraid of that guy. He's not afraid of anyone. He's not afraid to fight this guy. He's not. I think he's trying to be more strategic. I think he's trying to make sure his legacy stands. I don't know how it could ever be faded. I mean, we do have short memories, but could you ever forget what he did? I don't think him fighting Tom Aspinall with the potential that he would lose is a bad thing. But as most would expect him to win the fight. But at the end of the day, the old guard has to get passed through for the new guard to go, unless you don't play the sport by the way that everyone else does it. Everyone else does it.
Exception, he stressed that he's never disrespected Jones' legacy, calling it magnificent and far greater than his own or most fighters in the UFC. Aspinall emphasized there's no personal beef between them. He respects everything Jones has accomplished. The real problem, he said, is that Jones still holds the UFC heavyweight title, while Aspinall believes he's currently the best heavyweight in the world. Tom Aspinall didn't hold back, saying people shouldn't be surprised that Jon Jones
is a phenomenal heavyweight. I think he's going to be there for a while. With Jon, it's hard for me to tell people. The guy has earned so much. I feel like sometimes people have such a short memory in our sport. The guy has been one of the most dominant fighters of all time. If he wants to pick and choose who he fights, at a certain point, he kind of earned the right to. But, he faces criticism, I guess, from other people. But as far as what settles in my stomach, well, I get it. Because look how people are short memory with him right now. Well, he's not the GOAT. He's dodging Tom. This guy fought everybody. I don't count him out in a fight with Aspinall. I've trained with Jon. I know how he feels when he grabs a hold of you. I think Tom's hands could really be the X factor if we can catch him or not. Tom's striking is more powerful than a lot of the people, and speed-wise in Jon's face. If Jon grabs him, though, I bet
is being called a duck because, in his view, Jones has been dodging fights with Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane for the past 3 years. Aspinall claimed that Jones often picks opponents where he holds the advantage and works hard to shape public opinion in his favor. He made it clear this isn't a personal attack, it's just the truth. Aspinall described Jones as both sensitive and calculated, someone who calls himself the greatest while writing Aspinall off as irrelevant.